Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you watch this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. So in this analysis, I'd like us to start by going through a quote from Sun Tzu in the book of The Art of War. So I want to leave you with this quote from Sun Tzu, The Art of War. The worst strategy of all is to besiege walled cities. The worst strategy of all is to besiege walled cities. I will not talk about that quote extensively, but I want us to go straight into today's analysis. And let's get into the nitty-gritties of why Pastor Ezekiel's church is facing the ongoing tribulations. Do you think it's political? Because there are so many indications that what is going on there at the New Life Ministry or with the New Life Ministry is probably political. So the government sent a message, and that message sought to clarify that they indeed had closed or deregistered New Life Ministry. And this is what the government said. In an effort to tighten regulations over religious organizations, the government has revoked the registration of several churches, including Pastor Ezekiel Odero's Kilifi-based church. Pastor Ezekiel's New Life Prayer Center and Church is one of those 6 affected by the recent deregistration. Other 6, so that means there are close to 7 churches which have been deregistered. Now, as a result of that circular, everywhere you go, the internet is awash with the narrative of the registration of Pastor Ezekiel's church. But do you know why this had to happen? Of course, I know you must be asking yourself why Pastor Kanyari's church has not been affected by the onslaught. So in this analysis, we would like to analyze the possible reasons that could have led to the sudden closure, because the initial attempt to link the pastor to Shakahola pastor failed. You remember why he was taken into custody and that case and the like. There was no way they could link him to those failures of Mackenzie's church. Before we get further in that analysis of why this church could have been deregistered, I want us to go through 3 tweets from 3 famous bloggers. So one of those bloggers is Gabriel Oguda. And this is what Gabriel Oguda said. Pastor Ezekiel Odero has used the tithe he collects from his followers to build an international church, an international school running on the British curriculum, offering scholarships to children of the rural poor in Kilifi, and the thanks he gets for underwriting government incompetence is to get his church deregistered. Pastor Kanyari, who tricks his congregants by using potassium permanganate to produce the blood of Jesus Christ, still openly solicits for money on television with a gambling show masquerading as miracle money from God without a permit from the Betting Control and Licensing Board. We thank God for UDA shareholders. I think what Gabriel Oguda is saying here is that there is Pastor Kanyari, who is also a pastor who preaches on the online TVs. And Pastor Kanyari was at some particular time criticized for using potassium permanganate to probably pretend as if he owned blood from Jesus Christ. That is what at one particular time was spoken about. So he talks about Pastor Kanyari soliciting for money from Kenyans through a show, saying that this is money from God. You produce 2,000, you get 20,000. So how where he's getting this money, still this is something that people don't know. But so Gabriel Oguda is saying that church has not been closed down or deregistered, despite the fact that it is open, it is out there, that he is soliciting for money from people. There was a time I saw Pastor Kanyari ran a program whereby people could donate for him because he said that his church had been vandalized. So there was people, people are contributing here and there. So these things, he has been running them for quite some time. So we don't know why his church has not been registered.
Albanas Nsioka ametuma 500, nani mwingine hapa? Alafu Salome Karanja ametuma 530, alafu Christine Napai ametuma 500, alafu nani Dan, alafu Salome Karanja ametuma 530, alafu Christine Napai nimesema ukituma 500 na kutumia 30,000, 300 na kutumia 7,000, ukituma 200 na kutumia 5,000, wewe ndio ninangojea, ndio nikushughulikie. Agnes Alaine ametuma 200, Millicent Juma.
But let's head over to another tweet from PAULINE NJOROGE. So PAULINE NJOROGE says, Mama Ida Odinga did not even say churches should be closed down. In fact, she just said churches should be regulated. Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto and their supporters ran with the message to all the 9 corners of the earth. You would have thought Ida had declared the end of the world. You should have seen Gachagua breathlessly explaining to ignorant congregants how the Odinga family was going to close down the churches since they don't go to church themselves na hawatoangi sadaka. And the pastors and the bishops giggled and clapped. Now his own government has closed a church which hosted Pastor Dorcas, the wife and belonging to that of Pastor Ezekiel, her mentor, whom she defended. Someone get me the clip ya Gachagua akisema the church now has a candidate who worships the true God. Sometimes you look at Kenyans, especially those in UDA, and you ask yourself several questions, which I won't post here via Wahome Tuku. Okay. So I think what PAULINE NJOROGE is saying there is that there was a time Ida Odinga talked about regulating churches, but then the people within the Tanga Tanga faction back then took that narrative, okay, then they changed it a bit to make it appear as if Mama Ida or the Odinga family were against the churches. And this propaganda campaign, they used it against Raila Amolo Odinga's presidential campaign. It was run against his campaign. Then they used it to pass a narrative that the churches will suffer if Odinga won. That was a narrative which was used in that campaign. And there's a clip I'm sharing shortly about that narrative.
I've heard the wife of our competitor say in broad daylight, and if you hear a wife speaking, who is speaking? Yeah. She has said that if her husband takes over, what she calls small churches will be shut down. And we don't know what are these small churches, because the Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, that is it. So we cannot just sit and see somebody sharpening a sword to come and cut you and wait. So you people, on top of praying, you must guide your flock. Everybody knows in this country that between the two competitors, in whose hands is the church safe? Yeah? So we have to do what we need to do, and you are intelligent people. And I want to assure you, for those of us.
So yes, that's what I think PAULINE NJOROGE is talking about, that narrative. And there's a time Mama Ida had gone to Meru County for a small rally there, in that small rally, but then there was some booing from the people there. But then again, they took that narrative and changed it and said that it was booed because he talked about closing of churches. But the truth of the matter is that she was not booed. The people there just reacted when it was said that she's the only person who's going to talk in that event. So that's why they reacted. So I want us to head over to the last tweet here from the communication director of Raila Amolo Odinga ODM Azimio, Philip Etale. So Philip Etale says, the fake bishops they are whining and dining with are the biggest monsters. They can't even pray for anyone to receive salvation. They only salivate for money, and their insatiable appetite for worldly things is legendary. God forgive me for saying this. So I think what Philip Italy is talking about is that those Mpesa bishops, those Mpesa bishops who have been trooping to the State House, Pastor Odero, Ezekiel Odero, we've never seen him go to State House. So we don't know whether that's one of the reasons why the government is now saying that huyu anatudarau. I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking, So these three tweets lead us to the three reasons which we think that could have been the reasons why Pastor Ezekiel's New Life Ministry faced this wrath, the deregistration wrath from the Registrar of Societies. First, I think what Pastor Ezekiel said previously, regarding Ruto, which appeared to be a message which he was passing to Ruto, could have been one of the reasons why he's facing these problems. Just listening to this clip.
Sahi wamemuimbia Rais Ruto, hasla hasla, rais nisikie, hawakupendi usipowapa kile wanachotaka, wembe ni ule ule, watakunyoa hao watu. Rais, ulipoenda kwa makanisa yao na ulimtolea Mungu au kuwatolea, walikuimba wewe. Wakikukosa kwa makanisa yao, watakuhubiri wewe. Ubaya wangu ni huo tu. Mimi nitakuambia kweli.
Yes, that clip, you heard the words there quite perfectly well. We suspect that clip could be the reason why New Life is facing all these challenges, because he told the president what he says is the truth. Let's head over to another event. This now happened soon after Pastor Ezekiel was released from custody. And that time, Raila had gone to Kilifi in an attempt to access Shakahola and see what was happening there. And then there was that barring. He was not allowed access to the ground or to the farm. So as a result, Raila Amolo Odinga later on had a rally, small rally, and then went to meet Pastor Ezekiel. So in that meeting of Raila and Pastor Ezekiel, that is when so many other allegations started coming up, that maybe Pastor Ezekiel could have told Raila Amolo Odinga so many other secrets which the government was not aware of. So we suspect that maybe that could be one of the reasons why the Registrar of Societies had to, unleash this magnitude of wrath on the New Life Prayer Center. That is our suspicion number 2. So on to suspicion number 3. We think maybe these Mpesa bishops feel threatened. The Mpesa bishops feel threatened because you know that most of these pastors, bishops, they thrive or they survive on the offerings, the tithes, offerings, tithes. Those are the things they survive on. So the fact that Pastor Ezekiel is making a lot of inroads in their own counties, like they say, for instance, there was this Bomet County, there was Kisumu County, there was Kisii County, there was Nairobi County. So all these events, when Pastor Ezekiel decides to tour them, the crowd is always abnormal. The crowd huwa iko juu kabisa. So all these things could be the reasons why these bishops feel if Pastor Ezekiel continues with this momentum, then our churches will not survive. Someone would want to ask themselves why Pastor Kanyari is not a threat to these Mpesa bishops and why they are not closing down that church. Someone talked about several other churches, but the most talked about church is Pastor Kanyari's church. Why is it that it has not been closed down and there are no indications of it being closed down? So, ladies and gentlemen, can you tell us below the comment section there what you think about this aspect? Whether you think the government's closure or the registration of Pastor Ezekiel's church is okay, or is well informed, or is ill informed. Tell us below the comment section there. And also, I would like to kindly request anybody who has not subscribed to this channel to please consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. And to those who have subscribed to this channel, I am so grateful for your support. Because of your subscription, this channel managed to grow. Without you, this channel would not have been where it is right now. And give this video a like. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And once again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe, stay blessed, until we catch up again in our next analysis.